Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise. I'm Lamar Haven. Welcome back to Bastion. So, while I did say we were moving to Mount Zand, we're not going there quite yet, because as you see, a proving ground open. Grady Incinerator. Things too cumbersome to smash at the scrapyard could always be burned here.
Grady Incinerator is where we sent off all our trash to be burned, or be eaten by the wilds.
The fire pose is effective against armored foes, such as lunkheads and wallflowers.
Welcome to Grady Incinerator, home of the hottest wings east of Caelandia. In all seriousness, the incinerator was a dump, and it had a problem with peckers.
Guess they're very much like, what's the word I'm looking for? Seagulls that way.
Blasted things would swoop in and spread trash all around, until we started using fire. We couldn't just torch them all at once. We had to use restraint.
Restraint, he says. Restraint and flamethrowers don't always seem to mix in my mind. Come on, just get close enough.
The peckers were willing to fight tooth and nail for all that trash.
The key is to kill as many peckers as you can in the very small time limit. Fortunately, I got third place, and second is 60. So obviously, I'm not very good at this. I'm gonna give it another shot or two. If I do anything interesting, you'll see it in fast forward.
Know how we kept the city clean? We put all our trash in Grady Incinerator.
Wasn't any other way to teach those peckers some respect.
I even had time to spare. That was good. What we get from it is Ring of Fire. The Cinders of Caelandia were committed to studying and harnessing the world's natural forces.
Who knows why we fought so hard to defend our own trash?
It is actually a very interesting point. But for now, on to Mount Zand. It is held inside the remains of a holy mountain once filled with flora and fauna.
Not much left of Mount Zand nowadays. It's like a cross between a zoo and a prison break.
Lunkheads are leaping terrestrial amphibians that wear stony eggshells on their heads for protection.
Can't rightly call Mount Zand a mountain anymore. There's no more mountains now. There's no place left for the beasts of the wild to go. So they figure they'll hold out right here, on a slab of mountain the Calamity forgot.
And that's how you deal with them with this setup. Ow. Not like that, though.
Those beasts been hoarding all the valuables they could find.
One crit's all you need with either of these weapons.
We only found that little lair because they found themselves a little shard. It's a delicate situation.
It's also an extremely dangerous one, because you don't know where some of the holes are.
The creatures of the wild, they've been building a bastion of their own.
And we're here to destroy it. Ah, I love this combination. And look how fast it targets now. Once you upgrade this thing, it becomes an absolute monster. And you get the rhythm going for the power shot, and everything is just so much better. Alright, get close enough to get that. Ah, hidden one. Sneaky game.
Best thing we can do for those beasts right now is put them down quick and clean.
The Galleon mortar.
Besides, we have to take back what's ours. Even if the beasts of the wilds won't like it.
An interesting weapon to be sure, but certainly not one of my favorites. But if you're clever enough to figure out where enemies are going to be beforehand, it is very useful. And we find a fine gramophone.
What the city left behind, those beasts took for themselves.
A fine gramophone, a memento, a device that generates music using specially engraved discs. Ceylondia's musical traditions are grounded in folk songs with soulful melodies. Few traces of these traditions remain. Also, the cinders, defeat 20 foes with a continuous attack without taking damage, is something I got during the Fire Bellows proving ground. Arson. In case you don't like the Galleon mortar, as I don't, we can switch back to our old setup. Don't get me wrong, the mortar would be useful in this specific situation, but so is the pike. See? Just gotta know how to use it.
Look at it this way. It's either them or us. But if we win, they win too. Our Bastion is everybody's game, not just ours.
I wonder what Rux means by that. But it's pretty cold to think that you have to go through something to be able to save it.
Unfortunately, there's no explaining that to a simple beast.
Remember that specific line for later. I have a feeling it'll be important.
Those beasts been hard at work fixing up the place. They've rounded up their survivors, just like we have.
This strategy really only works if you get power shots to make it useful enough to not just spam the pike instead.
They've been searching for cores and shards, just like we have. Maybe they've thought about turning back, just like we have. We just really need their shard. Kid got it fair and square.
Come on. Just need those to do the work for us. I'm really working on getting rid of the ads before I work on the boss mobs. Because if you remember a few episodes ago when I fought these the first time, I didn't do very well. Got it. A lot better this time, though. It's even better than the shotgun if you only have a single target to hit. Using the carbine this way, I mean. And
That's the way.
I'd like a safe path through, thank you, game. Dick move!
He's done what's best for him, don't you worry. Don't you worry.
You're trying to convince at this point, Rooks.
We'll all be better off once the Bastion is complete.
Fine gramophone. Ask you about the music player found on Mount Zan. Do you know how to use something like this? Thought you might like it.
Fixed that thing right up, didn't we? Made these goings-on a little livelier.
This one works. Is it alright if we use this here? It's not like the neighbors are going to complain.
Suppose it's true a little song can put things in perspective.
Alright, let's hit up the shard.
The monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though.
Alright, so let's go ahead and level up the arsenal.
The arsenal's complete, in case we need protection.
We now have the Trapper Snare, a sophisticated snaring kit that instantly springs open to immobilize foes in the user's vicinity. Trappers relied on this for hunts that didn't go as planned. So we're gonna go ahead and try and upgrade this equipment once more, and then we have somewhere to go. Alright, faster thrust attacks. Throw attacks can stun. I'm far more interested in the Brusher's bindings.
Gotta make sure the pointy end's fastened on real tight.
And now it's time to go back. Can we only do this once? Oh, there we go. To the stock pot. So I'm probably going to speed up until the point that we managed to get to last time. And I might have forgotten when that was. So just keep in mind, I might goof this part up.
Just can't get enough of that good home cooking, can he?
Knocks him into an uneasy sleep. What's he thinking? Let me see if I got this straight. I only heard it once. Once there was a normal Ura girl, but she wasn't born in the Tassel terminals like the rest of the people. She was from Zealandia. Folks were orphaned in the war, taken in and raised inside the city, on condition they would never return to the terminals. There were refugees who came into the city had to stay for life. It was a way to reduce the risk of city secrets leaking out. Passed away from birthing complications, leaving the girl trapped inside that city with no one but her father. The father was sharper than a brusher's pike, so he got a job working for the city's manses. His daughter barely saw him. Told her nothing of her Ura heritage. He told her nothing of the manses. It's for your own good, he said. She took to studying the arts, learned more from music than history books, gained a knack for strings and songs. At first, she tried to be like other girls, but her classmates spread word that her father was an Ura trader, selling out the city. One young man stood up for her, or so he led her to believe. He knew much of her heritage, and she grew fond of him. The young man convinced her to take him to her family den to meet her father. Spoke of how he wanted to meet a man from the terminals. language. Her father flew into a fit of rage and threw them out. The young man never told her that the Ur's native language is not to be used by foreigners. To do so is a terrible insult. Lost my train of thought there.
It was then that she decided to escape. The two of them could flee the city together and go to the Tazzle terminals.
Alright, so I'm back. We're a little earlier than I had planned. That's fine. I was getting bored of not talking. I love the sound of my own voice.
They would hide inside a garbage bin until it got ingested by a scumbag, then let him slosh on out of the city for disposal.
All is planning to escape with a boy who specifically misled her. Unfortunate. And you guys are gonna be a pain in my rear end, aren't you? Well, that worked effectively. Ow! I could have sworn I killed you. I am very much in a bad situation here. Alright, let's start using some of these. Missed ya. So this is the reason why I wanted to come back too, because I knew this song was coming up. And you guys deserve to hear it again. And again. And again. Build a wall.
Her plan almost succeeded, but the authorities were already there when that scumbag sidled up to the city walls.
Is this what they meant when the marshal? Oh, what he meant way back when he talked about how the marshals prevented her from running away?
Gonna build that city on a hill.
Come on.
The young man had sent the authorities a tip. Told him her father was using her to sell secrets to the Tazzle terminals.
Oh, no, that's just very cruel. A deception like that, one would wonder how you managed to retain any semblance of compassion. Why is that not hitting it?
She and her father were arrested for treason, but her father got a deal. Returned to work for the Mansers, and she'd go free.
Someday your bird is gonna fly.
I'll keep my distance, thank you. Feel much safer this way. Sometimes patience is virtue.
Before they parted ways for the last time, her father whispered a desperate plea. Hurry home to the den and lock yourself in.
That seems strange. Why would she need to do that? What exactly did her father plan? Ah! Hi! I remember you! You don't mind if I use your buddy here as a shield, do you? No, I didn't think so. Yeah, well, that plan went to hell real fast. Yeah, remember, with the way I have my idols set up, not single target focusing is going to be a very bad idea.
Dig my hole, you dig
Wow. Dig my hole, you build a wall. Sorry. Enjoying the song a little too much, I suppose.
that one
I don't mean to inflict my singing upon you people. That city on a hill. But I think I will. Just because I can. Captive audience and all that. Too fast for you, huh? And let's get rid of you. King annoyance. Gotcha.
She did as she was told. And deep down underground inside that den, she found a journal written in her father's hand.
Oh, no, 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 no. This is very much not acceptable. Stay away from me. Didn't think they'd bring these back.
The next day, the door to the den turned to ash. The girl came up for air, and she saw the calamity all around her.
Did they mean to imply that her father caused the calamity?
When the kid wakes up, his world's still in pieces, just the way he left it.
For some, it was in pieces before the calamity.
The cinders kept the city good and warm, made it thrive.
They harnessed the forces of natures, improving all aspects of life in the city.
I've asked a lot of the kid, but this is something he's done on his own.
Alright, so let's check the forge real fast. Something pointy and something fancy are things we still need. So why don't we grab at least one of those? Ooh, turret surprise! A galleon mortar skill. A special shell that splits open on impact to reveal a security turret, hardwired to defend the user. First used by the Celandian Armada as a deterrent against privateers. So let's grab something pointy. Hopefully we have enough to be able to do the next upgrade. They get pretty expensive. Nope, I need 1650. We can give it 50% more damage, which means it'll deal pretty much as the carbine up close, and a light counterweight for faster throw reload if you want. And it also stacks with the hollowed shaft. Let's see what something fancy would do. No, it doesn't tell us unless we actually buy the upgrade. Alright, well, as you can see, I kind of have my favorite weapons, but there are still other options. As you can see, something wrong is still there, and there's a weapon underneath that. You don't have access to those just yet. So why don't
Just
we
a
check?
couple shards left. The quarry's gotta have one, right?
And here we have the Boundless Bay, Proving Ground, Skippers, which we will take care of next time. Thank you very much for watching.